Mitchell Reichut here, CEO of June Group. I am at Women Now, presented by the Ad Club in the heart of New York's Tribeca, and I'm with Mary Kim from Stillwell Partners. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. It's a pleasure chatting with you. So tell us about the conference and what you're doing here today.
Well, it is an amazing conference, and I'm so thrilled that so many people came out today. So I'm actually the chairman of the Ad Club. So I've been honored to serve in this role for the past year. And, you know, as part of the club is the foundation and bringing all of these wonderful women together and really discuss just the important issues that are happening with women today is just so important. So it's just great to be here and have everybody kind of join in on the conversation.
I love it. That's great. So what do you like to tell young women when they come and they ask you for advice? How do I get to where you are?
I mean, I love it. I mean, it's one of the best things is actually to meet the younger generation because it just gives you so much more inspiration of how to what we need to get done in the industry. And what I usually tell them is just, you know, listen a lot, you know, keep your eyes open for opportunity and ask a lot of questions.
And for guys like me who want to be the good guys in this Me Too era, how do men participate in that conversation? How do we enable, empower women to do what they need to do?
Sure. I mean, it's a 50-50 partnership. I mean, and I see this about everything. I mean, if men are not part of the conversation, we're not going to set the right course for the future. The future is about change, and the future is definitely a focus on women, but it's a women equality, and men are part of that equation. So thank you for being part of it and continue to be part of it. But I think what we all need to do is that we need to have a little bit of constraint, and we need to think a lot more, right? And so I think that, you know, when I ever am asked this, and I'm asked this by a lot of people, it's you know, relearning and starting to change our unconscious bias. So I also think that we need to have more of a long-term approach as well, and I think that we need to consciously look at our organizations and not possibly change everything, but really look to see what we can change. Change in the way that we look at progressions of people's careers, re-look at you know, the pay and how we're considering to promote people and to motivate people, not just equal pay, but what are the incentives of pay. So I think that if we look at every portion of how a typically male-run environment has been in the past, on a long-term basis, we can actually change the environment that will bring in a lot more talent. And I think that's also something that men and women need to do together. It's not just a female thing to do.
What if you're just entering it? So now we're back to the kids, right? Millennials, sure, or Generation Z or whatever we want to call them. They're coming into it in an interesting moment. And how, especially if you're a woman, how do you promote yourself in this changing environment to get where you want to go?
So I think that there's huge opportunity for millennials or just younger generations coming into our industry. And what I would say to them is you need to really take a moment and to really think what you want. And then don't just allow the company to interview you, but for you to interview the company and make sure that your core values, that your core must-haves exist within that company.
And thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
That was terrific.
Take care now.